So Money in the Bank 2025 was officially a mixed bag. There was some good and a lot of bad. There was 2 good matches on this show, honestly. 2 to 3 good matches. Now, I'm giving it too much credit. There was only 2 good matches and like a partly good main event. And it was like the last 2 to 3 minutes of the main event. This show was a mixed bag. The 2 good matches that absolutely stole the show were 1, the women's Money in the Bank ladder match, and 2, the match of the night, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. So let's get into what happened on this show. So Money in the Bank 2025 started off with the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. This match had Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Julia, Roxanne Perez, Stephanie Vaquer, and Rhea Ripley. And I must say, the women's entrances for this match looked really amazing in this Money in the Bank arena. I don't know what was different, or what was, I don't know if it was more pyro, more special effects, but the entrances looked really good. So the match started off, it was the OGs facing off against the NXT girls. So it was Alexa Bliss, Naomi, and Rhea Ripley facing off against Julia, Roxanne Perez, and Stephanie Vaquer. Some cool spots that happened were Alexa Bliss laid Naomi and Roxanne Perez on a ladder, and she hit this double running cannonball on top of them, on top of the ladder. Then Roxanne Perez reverses the Razor's Edge from Rhea into a Rana. She sends Rhea flying into a ladder, then she hits a springboard moonsault onto Rhea, who's laying on the ladder. There was a lot of ladder spots, obviously, because it's Money in the Bank, a ladder match. But yeah, there was a lot of ladder spots and a lot of high-flying moves. This match was so entertaining. More cool spots that happened, Julia and Roxanne Perez sandwiched Rhea Ripley in between a ladder, and they just started stacking ladders on top of her, and stacking ladders and stacking ladders, and they were trying to keep her out of the match and out of the ring. Another cool spot was that Stephanie Vaquer tried to climb a ladder with Julia on her back, which was insane. She's really strong, honestly. Like, trying to climb a ladder with another human on your back, that's crazy. It was a really cool spot. Then Julia ended up hitting a German suplex off the ladder to Naomi. Bliss powerbombed Stephanie Vaquer off of a ladder. Near the middle/end of the match, Rhea Ripley ends up unburying herself under all the ladders that they dropped on her. She comes back into the ring and she absolutely dominates everybody in the ring. She drops Julia on her face onto a ladder. Stephanie Vaquer hits a devil's kiss on a ladder to Rhea Ripley. And I'm telling you, if Booker T saw this, he would lose his mind. Stephanie Vaquer hit a devil's kiss to Rhea Ripley on top of a ladder. Crazy spot. Roxanne Perez and Alexa Bliss hit a double code red on a ladder to Stephanie Vaquer and Naomi in unison. Bliss hits a Sister Abigail to Roxanne Perez. Rhea Ripley hits a riptide to Julia. The crowd starts screaming, "This is awesome! This is awesome." The crowd start chanting, "This is awesome." And then after all that's said and done, the ring gets cleared out after all the women attack each other and throw each other out the ring. And it's only Naomi left in the ring. Naomi climbs the ladder. No opposition, nothing. She climbs the ladder and she unhooks the Money in the Bank briefcase. And I'm honestly not mad at it. Naomi is Mrs. Money in the Bank and I'm not mad at it. This has the potential to be really interesting and to be really entertaining. And I'm not mad at it at all. Naomi honestly deserves it with all the character work she's been doing and all the improvements she's made to her character and to her in-ring moves and her appearance. Like, you know, her character, not like physical appearance, but like her character's attire, the proceed with caution stuff. Like all the work she's been doing, she absolutely deserves this Money in the Bank briefcase. This was a really good and really entertaining match. There was a lot of cool spots, high-flying spots, ladder spots, and everything. This was a really good Money in the Bank women's match. Then we got an impromptu Dirty Dominic Mysterio versus Octagon Jr. Intercontinental Championship match. So this match was set up on Worlds Collide because there was a brawl between Dominic Mysterio and Octagon Jr. And so this is where that match came from. And if you want more information about it, go watch my previous video on Worlds Collide. We talk about all this and more. Some cool spots from this match. Octagon Jr. hits a off the top rope tornado splash and then hits a springboard moonsault on Dominic Mysterio, and then he hits a corkscrew arm drag off the top rope onto Dominic Mysterio as well. And that was like a really cool sequence. They didn't happen right one after another. The first 2 did, but the other one was like a little bit later onto the match. He then hits a springboard tornado splash off of the apron onto Dominic Mysterio. And then the match ends very quickly and in a very lackluster way, in a very disappointing way, honestly. The match ends with Liv Morgan distracting Octagon Jr. Dirty Dominic Mysterio hits a 619 and a frog splash off the top rope to pin Octagon Jr. This match was fun, but it was a bit rushed and it was a bit lackluster, honestly. I thought there was going to be more more spots. I thought it was going to be a bit longer, but no, it was really short, and the ending kind of made no sense because it was just really, I don't know. I think I just expected more because, you know, Dominic Mysterio is honestly pretty good in the ring and Octagon is amazing in the ring. So I just expected them to like steal the show and stuff, but it was a bit lackluster. The ending was a bit lackluster with Liv Morgan getting involved and stuff, but whatever. Moving on, we got the third match of the night. So this pay-per-view as well was actually only supposed to be 4 matches. So Dominic Mysterio and Octagon Jr. made it 5 matches. I don't even know why it was only 4 matches. That was a weird decision. Especially since people are paying for these tickets. You're only giving them 4 matches. That's insane. Anyhow, we got to the Lyra Valkyria and Becky Lynch Women's Intercontinental Championship match. And man, let me tell you, this was a Raw match. It was nothing special, honestly. It could have happened on a Raw main event and no one would complain, and it would have fit perfectly. This was a Raw match. This match, I feel like, should have had some sort of stipulation. It should have been like no disqualification or something at least, because this match was just boring, and it was just, well, not boring, but this match was average. It was nothing special. Some cool spots that happened during this match. Lyra Valkyria did a cool superplex to Becky Lynch off the top rope. Lyra Valkyria ended up hitting Becky Lynch with a over the barricade leg drop. Middle of the match, mid-match, the fans started cheering, "We want truth, we want truth, we want truth." Becky ends up hitting a second rope manhandle slam to Lyra. Becky Lynch then rolls Lyra out of the ring and hits her with a manhandle slam on the outside. Lyra hits Becky Lynch with a Nightwing on the outside of the ring. And at the end of the match, which was a very anticlimactic ending, Becky Lynch wins via roll-up. Becky Lynch rolls up Lyra Valkyria for the win. Becky Lynch wins by roll-up. Very lackluster, and it was very anticlimactic. It kind of honestly took away from the moment a little bit too. Like, he could have just won with a manhandle slam and no one would complain. Then Lyra Valkyria is forced to raise Becky Lynch's hand. Becky Lynch keeps on, "No, come back. Raise my hand at every 4 corners of the ring, at all 4 corners of the ring." And then she tells Lyra to put the championship on her. Lyra doesn't want to, but Lyra does it anyway. Then Lyra has enough of this, and Lyra snaps on Becky. She hits Becky Lynch with the Nightwing and leaves her laying out in the middle of the ring. And honestly, during this, I expected Bayley to return or something, or Bayley to come out and like have a stare down with Becky or attack her, but nope. There was no Bayley, no nothing, and it seems like this story and this feud is going to continue. No Bayley was very disappointing, honestly. And then we got into the match of the night, the men's Money in the Bank ladder match. El Grande Americano, Andrade, Penta, LA Knight, and Solo Sikoa, as well as Seth Rollins, they were all in this match, as you know. And this was the match of the night for me. By far, it was the match of the night. It was a very entertaining match. It was a very good match. It was extremely entertaining. Everyone showed up and showed out in this match. Everybody had their spots, had their moments. Everybody shined, honestly. Let's break down what happened during this match. At the beginning of the match, everyone just teams up and decides to jump Seth Rollins, since Seth Rollins basically attacked everyone in this match on Friday Night SmackDown. So they all turn on Seth Rollins and decide to team up and gang up and attack Seth Rollins. After they get Seth Rollins out of the ring, they then turn their attention to Solo and everybody jumps Solo. So that was pretty fun and that was pretty cool. And some highlights in this match were Penta and Andrade did so many cool over the rope and top rope dives and splashes in this match. They were really cool and they were really entertaining. A funny thing happened where El Grande Americano accidentally dropped a ladder on Andrade's Andrade. That's what Pat called it. El Grande Americano accidentally drops a ladder on Andrade's Andrade. Basically, El Grande Americano was trying to move a ladder out of the way and he accidentally drops it on Andrade's private area, and that was pretty funny. And Andrade was out for a while and he was just there like rolling on the floor. It was pretty funny. Pat McAfee and the announcement team were trying so hard not to laugh, and you heard them like giggling and snickering. It was really funny. And this lasted for a while because Andrade just stayed on the floor. He did not get up, and I was like, oh no. Anyhow, Solo Sikoa was really entertaining in this match. Like his gestures, his emotes, his like just joking around the ring, mocking everyone. It was really entertaining, and Solo Sikoa's character is really starting to grow on me. I liked it when he was trying to be the tribal chief, and then it got dull for a while. Now I feel like his character is getting reinvented and reinvigorated again, and he was really entertaining in this match with his gestures and his emotes. He absolutely stole the show with that stuff. Some more cool spots that happened was LA Knight drops Solo spine first onto a ladder and then hits him with a elbow drop on top of the ladder. There was a spot where everyone was on the ladder and they were just swinging at each other. So like there was 3 ladders lined up in the ring, 2 people on each ladder, and each superstars were just swinging at each other and fighting each other, and that was a really cool spot. Everybody was on a ladder just swinging at each other. Seth Rollins hit Penta with a pedigree. Seth Rollins curve stomped Solo after dropping him on a ladder. The crowd was very lively for both the men's and women's match, especially for this match as well. The crowd was very lively. The crowd was chanting all types of things. The crowd was chanting, "This was awesome, this is awesome, we want truth," and everything in between. There was a cool spot where El Grande Americano put Seth in an ankle lock on top of the ladder. So Seth is basically upside down on one side of the ladder, and El Grande Americano has his ankle in an ankle lock, and he couldn't get out of it at all. Andrade then hits a sunset flip to El Grande Americano off of the top of the ladder. Penta did a backdrop to Seth Rollins off the top of a ladder onto a ladder. Penta hit a Mexican destroyer off of a ladder onto another ladder on Andrade. El Grande Americano put the fireball ladder around his neck, and he started spinning in circles and hitting everybody with it. So if you're wondering what's a fireball ladder, WWE introduced a ladder with logos on it, and it's a fireball ladder. And the fireball is for a whiskey company, a cinnamon whiskey thing. So they have logos in the ring, they have logos on the table, and now they have logos on the ladders. Yeah, logos on the ladders. So like on all sides of the ladder just says fireball, 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 and it's for a whiskey company or a whiskey, cinnamon whiskey drink. So anyhow, like I said, El Grande Americano puts the fireball ladder around his neck. He spins in circles and hits everybody with it. He does like this tornado spin move. LA Knight hits a crazy backdrop on El Grande Americano off the top of a huge fireball ladder. The fireball ladder is bigger than all the other ladders, so like they came up from a high spot. Next, Seth Rollins starts to get a little bit discouraged because the match is like nobody really has advantage over the other. Everybody's like attacking everyone. Nobody's like, it doesn't seem like anybody's gonna win. It's like a stalemate type of thing. Seth Rollins starts to get discouraged, and Seth Rollins calls for backup. Breaker and Reed come rushing out to his aid. Breaker and Reed destroy absolutely everybody in the ring. Tsunamis and spears were all over the place. Everybody got speared, everybody got tsunamied, and they destroyed the everybody in this match, except for Seth Rollins, obviously. And then they make their way over to Solo Sikoa. They stare down Solo, who's laying on the floor. They're about to beat up Solo as well. But then Fatu's music hits. Yaramin, Fatu. Yeah, Fatu's music hits. He comes out with Jeff Cobbs behind them, and then there's this big brawl between Jacob Fatu, Jeff Cobbs, Braun Breaker, and Bronson Reed. Braun Breaker spears Jeff Cobb through the barricade. Fatu hits Reed with a pop-up Samoan drop, which was, I'm like, how did you pick up that big boy? How did you pick up Bronson Reed with such ease? He hits Bronson Reed with a pop-up Samoan drop and hits him with a out-of-the-ring dive. He picks Solo up, gets Solo into the ring, and then he sets up a ladder for Solo. And then I noticed something weird was going to happen. I knew something was going to happen because Solo started overselling. He started like, I don't know. He spammed too many emotes, you know? He spammed too many emotes. And I'm like, something fishy is going to happen. Something's going to happen because Solo's doing too much at this point. Lo and behold, Jacob Fatu turns on Solo. Solo starts to climb the ladder. Jacob Fatu grabs Solo's foot. He pulls Solo off the ladder. Super kicks Solo, climbs on top of the top rope, and hits a moonsault onto Solo Sikoa. Then Fatu proceeds to pick Solo up, hit a spinning solo on Solo Sikoa, and slams him through a ladder. Jacob Fatu walks out. Seth Rollins brawls with LA Knight for a little bit. He ends up getting over on LA Knight. Then he curve stomps LA Knight. Seth Rollins climbs the ladder, grabs the Money in the Bank briefcase, and Seth Rollins is your Mr. Money in the Bank. This was by far the match of the night, though. Like, this match was amazing. So many good spots, so many hype moments. Like, you have to watch this match. This match was definitely the match of the night for me, by far. Everybody in this match showed up and they showed out. And then during the show, WWE officially announced the official location of WrestleMania 42. And surprise, surprise, WrestleMania 42 is returning to Vegas. We then got to the fifth and final match of the night, the main event, John Cena and Logan Paul versus Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso. During this whole match, throughout the whole match, there was "We want truth" chants. We want truth. We want truth. We want truth. There was so many "We want truth" chants. And little did the crowd know what was going to happen. Anyhow, let me not spoil it yet. I'm sure you know what happened already. So the match starts off really slow and quite boring, honestly. It's just a normal match. Like, the start of this match, like, the first 10 minutes was, like, not even a Raw match. That's how boring it was. Nothing interesting really happened. It started off really slow and really boring. What happened was that Logan Paul and John Cena basically isolated Jey Uso away from Cody Rhodes, and they just started slowly and methodically beating down Jey Uso. Cena hit his 5 moves of doom on Jey Uso, the flying shoulder tackle, side slam, 5 knuckle shuffle, attitude adjustment, the 5 moves of doom. And throughout this match, John Cena and Logan Paul had some disagreements. They had some tension. And I don't know why this came about, because they both have the same goal. So I'm this felt forced, because John Cena was tagging himself in, Logan Paul was tagging himself in, and they were arguing, they were bickering. And I'm this is forced, because you're supposed to be on the same page. Honestly, you have the same goal. It didn't really make sense. And it just came out of nowhere. Anyhow, while John Cena and Logan Paul are arguing, Jey Uso gets an opportunity and a window to finally tag Cody Rhodes in. Cody Rhodes comes in, he hits John Cena with a Cody cutter, hits a suicide dive on Logan Paul. Cena AA's Cody. These are the cool spots, not in order, just some highlights. Cena AA's Cody Rhodes, Cena AA's Jey Uso and Cody multiple times. Cody hits a crossroad on Cena. Logan Paul accidentally frog splashes Cena. Jey Uso spears Logan Paul. Logan Paul hits Rhodes with a pulverizer. Cody Rhodes ends up superplexing Logan Paul off the top rope, followed by Jey hitting an Uso splash off the top rope onto Logan Paul. And another highlight was that Jey Uso speared Cena on the announcer's table. Right after that, we get a scene where Jey Uso's laying on the announcer's table after the spear, and Logan Paul out of nowhere hits a second rope moonsault onto Uso through the announcer's table. Cena rolls back into the ring, and this is where the match gets saved. This is where the match gets very interesting and very hyped. This was the big moment of the night. John Cena rolls into the ring. The ref is distracted checking on Jey Uso and Logan Paul. John Cena rolls back into the ring, picks up his World Heavyweight Championship, and he smacks Cody Rhodes in the face with it. And then WWE does this thing where they want you to believe that's where the match is going to end, and that's how it's supposed to end. And everybody was kind of quiet, honestly. John Cena smacks Cody Rhodes with his championship, and then we're okay, really? That's how he wins? And then out of nowhere, a disguised person dressed in all black comes out of nowhere and starts attacking Cena. He beats down Cena, punches Cena, picks up Cena's World Heavyweight Championship, smacks Cena across the face with the championship, and then boom, it's revealed. Who's back? R-Truth. It's R-Truth. R-Truth returns. It was revealed that the masked person, the masked star, was R-Truth. And R-Truth is officially back in the WWE after so many We Want Truth chants, after we rioted, after we tweeted, we complained, We Want Truth chants. WWE actually listened, and they were forced, I think, to bring back R-Truth. So we did it. We got R-Truth back. We got the legend back. And R-Truth is officially back in the WWE. R-Truth returns, attacks Cena, which led to Cody Rhodes hitting Cena with a crossroads, and he pins Cena. So the face team, the babyface team, wins due to R-Truth's return and attacking Cena. And the cool thing is R-Truth came back. He has this new look about him. He has this new character, this new persona. He seems a lot more serious. He seems a lot less jokey. He was mad. That was the look on his face. So I hope we get something cool, something amazing from this, a new R-Truth, a serious R-Truth, and he gets a big push from this, or at least a big payoff, And I do hope we get a new R-Truth character where he's not just a jobber who makes jokes backstage. I hope he gets some real character development where he's able to be serious, he's able to cut promos, he's able to have believable matches, I'm very excited for Truth. I'm very excited to see what's next. I'm very excited to see what's happening with this story, where it's going to lead to, what's going to happen with Truth, what's R-Truth going to say, And WWE tried to do this thing where they want you to think it was planned or something, because out of nowhere, Michael Cole starts breaking it down. They're oh, there was news speculating that R-Truth was released, that he couldn't get to an agreement with management about his contract, but here's R-Truth back, all this and that, wanting you to believe that it was all part of a story or something. We all know good and well it was not part of a story, because Carlito's for sure not coming back. So WWE tried to cover their tracks and stuff like that. I don't believe it. But anyhow, though, Money in the Bank, honestly, like I said, was a mixed bag. There was only 2 good matches, 2.5 good matches. There was only 2.5 good matches. The women's Money in the Bank match was really good. The men's Money in the Bank match was exceptional. And the main event, the second half of the main event, was really good. So we had 2.5 good matches out of 5 matches on the card. I'm giving Money in the Bank a 6 out of 10. Money in the Bank was, like I said, a mixed bag. There was a lot of downs and just like 2 to 3 ups, you know. There was a couple good moments and a lot of bad moments. But yeah, the highlight though, R-Truth is back. R-Truth returned. The legend is back. The GOAT is back. We want truth. Justice for truth. We got truth back. But anyhow though, that was my thoughts and opinions, and that was my review on Money in the Bank. Thank you for being here. Thank you for showing up. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. Like, comment, and subscribe if you want to. Like, comment, and subscribe if you'd like to. Like, comment, and subscribe if you choose to. I'm out.